Hey guys, this is Josh F151 Tech back with another video. And in this video, I actually wanted to make a video and talk about if it's actually worth it or not to have a backup cellular 5G home internet service or a backup cellular home internet service in general. So let's actually get into this video. So for those of you that do know, or for those of you that don't know, we actually have Metro by T-Mobile for our 5G home internet service, and we actually have a $20 a month tablet SIM card that we use for our 5G home internet service. And I have more videos on my channel actually talking about how to do that with a third-party gateway slash modem like we have with a Chester Cheetah SDX75 gateway slash modem or another third-party gateway slash modem. So I figured that this was a good topic to bring up because there are people that live out there that actually have towers like miles and miles away from them, and there's people out there that only have like one cell tower near them and whatnot. And we actually live in a rural area ourselves, but we actually have towers that we could piggyback off of. Like if one went down, then we would be able to go to a different tower. We're not really like that rural. We're not like out in the boondocks, if you will. So there are people out there that are like that though, that only have like one cell tower near them, and then like for example, if T-Mobile would go down, then they would have to go to another service provider, like whether it be AT&T or Verizon, any of the other two, depending on what one you would have. You know, if you have T-Mobile for your primary, or AT&T for your primary, or Verizon for your primary, depending on what one, or you know, an MVNO like Metro by T-Mobile or Total by Verizon or Cricket Wireless and so on and so on. You guys basically get the picture. But I wanted to touch base on this because it's definitely worth talking about. And for our situation, it's not really worth it because we don't really have that problem. We don't really have a lot of like down here, like a lot of downages here, if you will. So I've never actually had like to actually contact Metro by T-Mobile or contact T-Mobile in general and ask them what's going on with the internet, why is the internet not working, how long is it going to be down, and so on and so on. So I've never had that problem. So for people that actually do have that problem, then I would think that it would be worth it to actually have a backup plan, because especially if you live in an area where you only have like one tower, like I said, and that tower has multiple networks on it, like T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon, then it would probably be worth it to have a backup plan. Like for our gateway, our third-party gateway, it does actually allow other like MVNOs and stuff in there. Like you can use a Metro by T-Mobile's tablet SIM card in there. Like I said, that's what we do, and it allows like Total by Verizon. It allows visible SIM cards and all that kind of stuff, and it allows, you know, prepaid and whatnot, and postpaid and all that kind of stuff. Basically any SIM card really, as long as it's on unlimited SIM card, basically. So you could use a non-unlimited in there, but it's not really worth it. It's not, you know, a good thing to use it for your primary 5G home internet or your primary cellular home internet if it's not unlimited. So that wouldn't really be beneficial, honestly. But for a backup, you might not have to have unlimited. That's the thing. You might not have to have like actually unlimited if you're just going to be using it as a backup. But there's cheap enough options out there now where you can get a backup, you know, for dirt cheap, basically. So like Metro by T-Mobile is one of them, and if you use a tablet SIM card, or if you use, you know, a phone SIM card or whatnot in a third-party gateway, then you would be able to get it pretty cheap. But this is what I wanted to touch on. I wanted to touch on this because it's definitely worth discussing, because there are people out there, but for our situation, we're not going to do this. We're not going to have a backup because it's not really worth it. It doesn't go down enough to make it actually worth it. But for people that actually have problems, like in really, really rural areas that only have like one cell tower near them, then it might be worth it to actually have T-Mobile on top of an AT&T SIM card, or T-Mobile on top of a Verizon SIM card, or so on and so on, or vice versa. Any of the major three carriers out there, like one as your primary, basically, is what I'm saying, and then one as your secondary. And with the third-party gateway slash modem that we have, the Chester Cheetah SDX75 gateway slash modem that we have, that actually allows two SIM card slots. So the only downside, if you don't have a third-party gateway, that you wouldn't be able to use like Metro by T-Mobile, a Metro by T-Mobile tablet SIM card in there. If you have like a official T-Mobile gateway, if you have an official Verizon gateway, if you have an official AT&T gateway, then you're not going to be able to spoof the IMEI to be able to use a Metro by T-Mobile tablet SIM card in there, or like a Total Wireless SIM card, or a Visible Wireless SIM card, or so on and so on, or an AT&T Cricket Wireless SIM card, and so on and so on. So my advice, if you live in a real rural area, unlike us, like I said, we do live in a rural area, but we don't actually have like the downage like some people do. If you live in a real rural area where you only have one tower or something like that, and it's really far away or something like that, and you can't piggyback off to another tower if that tower goes down, then I would definitely recommend looking into getting another service on top of the service that you have. And even if you don't have a gateway slash modem that allows two SIM card slots, then you could still also get another provider. Like you could have a SIM card that you could keep on hand, like you can put it, in a drawer or something, and just forget about it. And if something happens, like for example, say your T-Mobile service went down, your primary T-Mobile service went down, and then you thought, oh, well, I have the backup. I can just take this SIM card out and I can put this one in, and then we'll be good to go. But the main thing here is that you have to have a third party gateway to be able to do that, because you wouldn't be able to use multiple services in that gateway if it's a T-Mobile gateway, if it's a Verizon gateway, if it's an AT&T gateway, then obviously you're not going to be able to use a Metro by T-Mobile SIM card in a Verizon gateway, is basically what I'm saying. So in my opinion, it would be worth it to get a third-party gateway for that very reason. If you live in a really, really rural area, like I said, and you have to have internet, like it's really important to you. And for us, it's not really that big of a deal because nobody works from home or anything like that. It's not really that big of a deal if it does go down. And like I said, I've never had it go down to the point where I've actually had to reach out to T-Mobile, or Metro by T-Mobile, if you will, or any of the ones that we've actually had. We've actually only had T-Mobile for our 5G home internet, but even when I had the official T-Mobile 5G home internet, we never had a problem to where we actually had to call them and ask them what's going on with the internet, what's going on with the tower, why is the network down, or anything like that. So for us, we're not going to really do that. It's not really worth it for us to do that. I did actually think about it, but I thought about it more, and it's been reliable for us. But for people out there that don't have this kind of reliability, that work from home or something like that, then yeah, I would definitely look into getting a third-party gateway that allows any SIM card in there, basically, like Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket Wireless by AT&T, Visible by Verizon, and stuff like that, and has two SIM card slots for one, because you would be able to use your primary, and then if something goes wrong, you would just have to go into the admin, and then you can switch over to your secondary, like whether it be AT&T or Verizon, or any of them, Visible, Metro by T-Mobile, any one that you can use in there. Because with a third-party gateway slash modem like I have, you can use basically any SIM card in there. Like I said, basically any MVNO, basically any network, basically any carrier. So it's not limited to only one carrier. It's not limited to only only T-Mobile. It's not limited to only Verizon. It's not limited to only AT&T. You can switch to your heart's desire, basically. Like, if I wanted to switch, I still actually have my Total by Verizon SIM card activated. If I wanted to switch from Metro by T-Mobile, all I would have to do is go into the Chester Cheetah SDX75 gateway / modem settings, and then switch it from SIM 1 to SIM 2. So, and then I would be good. I would be good to go, and I would have, my service still running. So, that's basically the video, guys. I just wanted to touch base on this because I think it is actually worth talking about, like I said, especially for people that live in a real rural area that only have like one cell tower near them. It's definitely worth it to have a third-party gateway, and then also have a backup service, a backup cellular 5G home internet service, or a backup cellular home internet service in general, depending on what you can get, whether it be 4G or 5G, either one. But like I said, you definitely have to have a third-party gateway in order to get the best out of it, in order to get better plans, in order to get better, cheaper MVNOs and whatnot. And like I said, I do have more videos on my channel actually talking about how to use that, like how to actually spoof the IMEI and revise the IMEI to be able to use a Metro by T-Mobile tablet SIM card in the Chester Cheetah SDX75 gateway / modem. And I will actually leave a link down below in the description to this video to the Chester Tech Repairs website. And if you guys want to actually look into buying a third-party gateway / modem, he is the one that I recommend buying from. So I'll definitely leave that link down below in the description. But that's basically all I got, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to get a quick video out and talk about this because it's definitely worth talking about. But I will be making more videos, so definitely stick around for those because they're definitely coming. But like I said, just wanted to get this video out there. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, guys.